Turn me up, turn me up, turn me up. It's your boy Ralph, aka Mr. Indeed.
You already know it's your boy Antoine, aka Mr. Parker. And like normal, guys, we're here for a good time, not a long time. And we promise to always.
Keep it real, raw, and relevant. Welcome to the Rated R Podcast.
Boy, we are back. We are back today. Nothing has changed, guys. I don't see me ever switching it up because I want y'all to always know how thankful we are, whether we have one viewer or 1,000 viewers. We're always going to be thankful for the ones that tuned in and continue to tune in. The one that has subscribed and telling other people to subscribe. We definitely appreciate y'all as well. Today we just kind of talking to each other and we just want y'all to hear it. So we're going to speak a little bit about parenthood, just a little bit about parenthood. But before we get into parenthood, I'm sure it's a few things in the sports world that has to be said by Mr. Indeed himself, y'all favorite host, my favorite co-host. Before I let him go, I'm definitely jumping out there with Who That Nation. We finally got us another win. I thought we only could win 2 games. But without any other thought about it, we did at least beat the Cowboys. So I gotta make sure Top Flight hear me. That wasn't for my wife. That was just for Top Flight only. Only for Top Flight. Because they won yesterday, didn't they? When he had on his jersey, right?
Man. Boy,
okay,
dog.
Okay. Oh, my bad. I thought the jersey had helped my boy. My bad.
Well, you know, Top Flight gonna leave 152 comments behind it.
Hey, big shout out to them 49ers for getting the win. It was a hard win that should have been so hard. But with McCarthy back, I mean not McCarthy, y'all boy, that man name is McCaffrey. McCaffrey came back and saved the day a little bit. So shout out to them for that big win. Shout outs to the Chiefs for being in them pockets again. I don't know how they keep doing it, but they doing it. They got a hell of a game next week, though. Excuse my language. The Bills coming to town, so we'll see how real they really are. Hey, listen, shout out to them Steelers too. Russ is throwing that thing, bro. Shout out to them
Bro, they
Steelers
catch
fans
crazy.
out there. Yes, bro.
Eagles
Shout out
catch
to
was
them
crazy,
out
bro.
there. Of course, Eagles doing what they normally do. I'm just trying to hit the highlights before I let you go into your rant/talk. Who else surprised me? Shout out to the Lions for keeping it going last night. I thought Houston was going to pull one off, but hey, the Lions fought back and did what they needed to do. I made sure I shout out to them Celtics as well. The Lakers won yesterday too, but that's not important. The Celtics was down 16-2. It came back and won, so I know that room is extra green today. So shout out to them Celtics. I was just giving a quick rundown for the ones I remember. For the ones who don't watch ESPN and watch the bottom of the screen, I'm just giving you some of the scores, well, some of the winners. Talk to them, my guy. What you got?
First off, Red, as you can tell by the shades, I believe. That's the first thing I want to say. I believe. You hear me? You see, look at these shades, Red. That's on my face. I believe. Shout out to my boy, man. Shout out to Coach Deion Primetime Sanders for doing the job that he's doing in Boulder. And as he told everybody last year, you better get me now. Because that thing turning around and around, boy. And they just crystal ball Juju Lewis to Colorado too. We ain't finna stop now. And we got some more offensive line coming. And you know the receivers and DBs, they always gonna come. Red, shout out to the Colorado Buffaloes, 7-2. Gonna move up in the standings. could be Big 12 champs. They can be BYU. I see them beating BYU. Uh, let's see. Red, you called me while I was at the 49ers game yesterday. And of course, I had my boy Top Flight in there with me, had my boy DB in there with me. And I was so distraught by what I was watching from our kicker, Red, that I had forgot the Celtics game came on at 2:30. And you hit me like, bro, what y'all got going on? It's 16-2. And me not thinking, I'm thinking that you telling me that we up 16-2. And so I'm like, okay. But at this time, I'm too annoyed by my kicker because he done missed 3 kicks in a row. And now we done drove the field for him to win the game. And everybody in the 49ers bar is groaning and moaning like, man, this man better not miss this kick. He hit the kick. I said, boy, he saved his job. Cause I promise you, he was out the door had he missed that kick. And I know that for a fact. Ain't no way you can recover from that. Especially Red, we didn't miss. He was out for 4 weeks. The 2 kickers we had didn't miss a kick while he was gone. Not one. And so, 49ers won. My Celtics down 17 in the second quarter. What's funny is we had a text thread going where somebody was in the text thread real out of pocket. And you called me and you said, I don't even know why that man did that to himself because he must not been watching the Celtics because you can be, if they can come back from 24 with Indiana, struggling Milwaukee, they only up 17. Yeah. And Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum put them big boy pants on. And Derek White with a defensive, him and Drew. Bruh, I like the grit that my Celtics showing. But I also want to shout out the Lakers because the boy, other people go, second triple-double in a row. And not to mention, your boy Austin Reeves had 26-27 last night too. So, shout out to JJ. But outside of that, Red, the only thing I take away from this weekend is I believe in Coach Prime Shades. The prime times show that much.
Well, before we get any further into the actual story, hey, shout out to I'm out here with my boy Trey in Atlanta. But speaking of Atlanta, they had a good weekend / bad weekend. Yeah, Georgia Tech go in there and do their thing and upset them boys, but then turn around and the Falcons lose Sunday. So it's a win-lose weekend for Atlanta, but hey, it all works out. It all works out.
Bro, they kicker was out of pocket too.
Most definitely. Hey, shout out to Ole Miss for that nice little upset over Georgia. I think that pretty much covers all the big time games. I'm ready for this playoff, so we can discuss that. And I will go and let you know. Colorado might be one of the first ones. What they say? First 4 in, first 4 out. Like college basketball, they might be the first 4 out.
Hey, cuz, don't be disrespectful. Don't be disrespectful. We can't be the first 4 out because we're going to have a bye. So you wrong in yourself.
I already knew that's where you was going to go with that, bro. It's all good. But no, real talk, guys. We're not going to take a lot of your time. We want to speak of parenthood. And the thing that one of the biggest things we want to talk about is from a father's point of view, understanding how we came up versus how we have our offsprings coming up. And are we doing better or are we falling into the same how I want to put it because I don't want to make it sound bad. Are we doing better or are we doing the exact same? So we'll just go with that. But before we really get into it, before I let my boy speak, we're going to start a new thing, possibly, with the thought of the day / question of the day. And that's going to kind of start leading us into our next week's podcast. So even though we might hit sports, I have to put a question on.
Can't hear you, Red.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
You're back like you never left.
Bet. So I'm back.
Yeah.
All right. You let me know when you can't hear me again, because my light's blinking over here. I must be a little low.
Gotcha.
But back to the question of the day. Question of the day. What do you consider?
A few moments later.
All right. All right. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Bruh, this one go out. They must be trying to tell me something. We don't need to have this conversation. Hey, but no, real talk. Provider. What is a provider to you? That's the question of the day. What is a provider to you? I want your definition. I want the world/social media definition. And I want the Bible definition for the ones that read the Bible. Or parents' definition/Bible. But that's for your viewers, for our viewers. So if you would write in the comment, question of the day: what do you feel a provider really is? I just kind of want to see how y'all think. Go ahead, bro.
Red, before you say something, sis, I can't talk about the Saints this week because they won. So I just want you to know, you told me I need to talk bad about the Saints. I can't talk bad about them this week because they won. So, you know, the Cowboys still lost. I'm not going to say nothing about it, sis, so don't worry. But just know I can't talk about the Saints this week. Go ahead, cuz.
For sure. But no, parenthood, my guy. Me and you talk all the time offline, and I just wanted to bring it up. And maybe our viewers and the ones that check us out can help us out with what their thought process is. But I just recently got in trouble the other day. And I know of your stories, but I'll speak of my own story. So we was walking outside the store, and my daughter Zoe grabbed my hand. Instantly, I felt, I ain't gonna say annoyed, but I felt a little bothered. Like, bruh, why you just can't walk? Why you got to hold my hand? Like, what is the purpose of this? But my wife brought it to my attention that young ladies, they seek that attention and that love and that affection from their father. And if they can't get it from you, then they will find somewhere to get it from. And as soon as I heard that, it automatically put me in the mind frame of I have to do better. Now, another thing happened yesterday as well. I went to go see my other daughter, and we did our little handshake, and I did my handshake with my son. And then my mom was like, "Where our handshake?" Knowing good and doggone well, we don't do none of that. We don't even hug, bruh. Now you talking about where my handshake? But you know, that just goes to show us, like, just because we didn't have it don't mean we can't get it now. But it speaks volumes, because just because we didn't have it doesn't mean I should treat my kids like that. And I know you feel that, but I want to make sure I get my story out the way, because that's really one of the main things for me when it comes to parenthood, because all of us have different parenting skills, and it's no playbook on how to be a parent, which we both know. So we both learn from each other, but being affectionate should, I ain't gonna say come natural, but we as men gotta do better. We gotta do better. Go ahead, my boy.
Bro, I got so many stories, but so probably the biggest affectionate child I have probably is Serenity, who is my 11-year-old. She'll be 12 in December. And like you, I had them issues too, like, because Rennie is a hugger. Like, she like to touch, she like to hug. She one of them that want to just sit in your lap and talk to you and tell you what happened today, tell you all the gossip and the tea that's happening at school, which is very entertaining, by the way. But like, it takes me a while. Like, now I've done better. Shavonna say that I haven't, but I have, because now at nighttime she has to come and sit on my back while I'm laying in the bed on my stomach and just sit there and just like lay on me and be like, I love you, daddy. I love you, daddy. And Rennie don't get tired. She gonna tell me until I tell her back. So now I used to make her wait a lot, but now probably after the second time or the third time, I'm like, hey, I love you. Cause she ain't gonna let it go. And it's weird too, right? Because I had a similar story with my mama too. And uh like Shavonna has made me more affectionate. So hugging her and stuff like that, it's kind of like second nature. Now, she'll probably argue that it's not, but to me it is. And so my mama will be like, hey, Ref, you want to hug your mama? And I'd be like, I mean, not necessarily, but I mean I will. Uh and I had to make sure I wasn't tripping, Red. So I called my sister and I'm like, man, am I tripping? Cause mama said that she was affectionate and stuff like this. So like, am I tripping by not remembering? And she was like, nah, I don't know where she got that from. She just got like that the older she done got. And so I love my mama. And I guess I need to do better with showing her some affection as her son too.
My
Speaking of
boy,
which, she
you.
coming up the stairs.
I'm gonna say, my boy, you look bad like you had a ghost up in there.
Nah, bro, I hear her coming up the stairs. So, you know.
Okay, got you. Well, yeah, my boy. Like I said, we as brothers definitely have to do better and hold each other accountable. Um, we could switch because I was just thinking to myself. So you are a blended family as well as I'm a blended family. So we're gonna speak of how much harder is it to love, I guess, a stepchild like you love your own child in your terms. What you think? Or better,
uh,
is it hard? Yeah, maybe I should say, is it hard? Not how much harder.
nah, I don't think it's hard. I think what makes it hard is the other person outside of your blended family, right? I think the other person and their opinions and how they feel and having to take their feelings somewhat into consideration. I think is what that's kind of challenging. Um, but at the end of the day, it's not the child's fault. The child didn't ask to be here, and so um, it was easy. And that's the one thing that I'm working on right now um, in my relationship. Because right now, Trail is getting older, so he taller than me now. Trail got to be 6'2", 6'3", easy. And so he getting to that age where he think he a big dog. And at some point in time, he look at me like he want to try me, but I think he got more sense than that. So, but it's easy to love them. At the end of the day, they kids and understanding that they're kids, and as a child, you made mistakes and you said some things that you probably shouldn't have said. You know what I'm saying, to your parents, and so understanding that, and that's one thing, Red, that me and my mama talk about a lot because I allow my children to be very opinionated. As long as you are respectful. Now, when you start getting disrespectful, now this conversation gonna have to have it's gonna take a turn. But as long as you're respectful, I think it's important to hear their opinions and not necessarily challenge their opinions, but also help them understand why their opinion isn't correct or why it should be looked at differently.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hit both. So I definitely feel like that allowing them to speak their mind is helpful, but sometimes I have to tell myself that they're not being a smart butt because they don't know better. They're just speaking their
Yeah,
mind because like we both know, if this was back in my day,
Ah, man.
yeah, she'd have slapped my mouth sideways. So
Boy,
I,
Red, you know what? Before you, Red, I want to tell this story, right? Before you continue, because this is funny. Speaking of when you was like, I couldn't talk to my mama like this. So my mom is a cosmetologist by trade, right? And so I never forget it. She was in there doing hair. And she specialized in the curls. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, they always juiced up with the curls. And she called. I was in the room. I had to be about 5 or 6. She called me and she was like, "Hey, Ref, come here and fix me some water." And for some odd reason, I don't know what I was thinking, but I was like, "Mom, I'm watching TV. You already in the kitchen. Why I got to get up and get you some water?" And bro, my mama called me in the living room, bro, and she was like, "Now, if I asked you to do something, I expect you to do it. I don't want to hear your mouth about it." Bro, woke up looking up. Like, Mom, I had a dream you had knocked me out. She was like, "Nah, you weren't dreaming. It happened." So, so Red, when you said slap your mouth out, boy, I didn't got knocked out cold before, my boy.
yeah, bro. We were probably both some rough kids. I remember the one time my mama fussed at me, and I thought I was slick because I was in the bathroom and I was mocking her. Boy, she came around that corner and caught that head twirling. And at that point, bro, I think I was this is crazy. I was cleaning the toilet, bro. We was cleaning up. I was cleaning the toilet. And do you know she snatched it out of my hand and whipped me with it? So you got cleaner, water, and everything just flying across the room as I'm getting whooped. All because I mocked her. But hey, back on the story, yeah, I definitely we give that space to our kids to be able to speak their mind, especially with the girls, because I want them to understand that we're listening to understand and to respond and to
Look
help.
at that, bro.
I
You
see
still
mine dukes. I see mine dukes. Listening to respond and to help rather than cutting them off because we feel like what we say is right. And I
right,
love that about everybody who's giving their kids that opportunity. I would teach that there's a time and a place in the future, but right now, tell me how you feel, and let's go from that. I know I get asked why probably 1,000 times a day. Why this? Why that? So everything needs an example, but I'm okay with that. But speaking of step kids, bonus kids, children in love, or whatever y'all call them, no, this is definitely easy on this end too. Uh, we skip no beats. I treat her like she's mine. She treat me like I'm her father, and it's really that simple. Like, and I hope that for all blended families that it becomes that way. If it's not that way, it's too easy. It definitely helps when you and your spouse are on the same page, and times two if you and the one outside the household is on the same page, rather whoever side that falls under. Oh man, that's crazy because I could definitely say that me and my daughter in love father have a good relationship, and he tells me all the time, thank you for being there and blah blah blah. So that goes a long way. So I wanted to make sure I agree because it's some people out there that struggle with joint blended family, but I can say one of the reasons probably because you wasn't the best father to your own before you got new kids or added
right,
kids. So
right.
now you're forcing something that you're really not. And I'm gonna just leave it at that because I don't want to go too far because there's some things like that happening in our lives, my life. So I'm gonna just leave that alone. But yeah, what
Right.
else you want to talk about? We can hit one more good point. One more
Hey,
good point.
Red, speaking of which, I do gotta ask you this. What
Talk
do
to me.
you think is the worst whooping you ever got?
Worst whooping, like
Worst whooping
ever.
ever.
Oh man, I don't remember. Let me put it like this: I don't remember what I did. So that says enough that I don't even remember what I did. So obviously it was something foolish. I deserved it. But I remember getting a whooping so bad to where I had purple marks and stuff on my leg and my booty. And I remember getting a pep talk. I bet you my mama would call me a liar today. I remember getting a pep talk before I went to school. And she said, I wish you would tell them that I've been beating you or something like that. But boy, it was some slow sitting down that day. Wasn't no falling in that seat. It was some slow sitting down. I don't remember what I did. I think I lied. And I embarrassed my mama because I lied and made her look like a fool. But regardless, it didn't end well for me. It didn't end well for me. What you got? What's your number one?
Red. So before I say that, bro, one of the worst lies that parents tell their kids is this gonna hurt me a lot more than it hurt you.
Right.
Bruh, ain't no way. Man, listen, Red, I'm gonna tell you what happened. So we in the store, right? And you know, all parents give you that talk. Now when we go in this store, don't ask for nothing, don't pick up nothing. And my mama had this thing where wherever you show out on me, I'm gonna show out on you. Right? So we in the store. And I don't know what I wanted, bro. But I had just seen the kid in front of me go crazy because they wanted some. And they parent got it for them to make them stop. Right? So here I go. I don't know what I wanted, but I asked for it. She said, nah, cause I act a plumb donkey in line. Bruh, she looked at me and she said, oh, this what we doing? I'm still acting crazy, bro. She said, don't worry about it. I got you. I said, okay, cool. Now, at this present moment, Red, I am waiting on anything to pop off, right? So we get in the car. I get in the car slow, kind of slide over toward the door a little bit, just in case she started going ham in the car. Bro, she ain't saying nothing. We get to the house, and she like, yeah, go outside, go on play. I'm like, bro, it's a lot about this that just don't make sense to me, bro. So, you know, I go play, Red. And so now it's time for me to go in the house and get in the shower. Now, I'm still thinking in my head, like, she said she ain't forgot, bro. Like, I know my mama, bro. She gonna get me at some point. Red, no lie. I went, got my clothes, went to the shower.
Spun the nigga around, and I put the nigga in the full Nelson.
Got in the tub.
Swung his body to the side.
I heard the bathroom door open.
Boom, pow.
And then I heard the bathroom door close. So, you know, at that point in time, Red, I peep around the corner. Ain't nobody in there. I'm like, okay. I get out. My clothes gone. My towel gone. I'm like, man, bro, as soon as I go out this door, bro, she gonna be waiting on me, bro. Red. So at this point in time, I'm speed racing in my head. So I gotta run to my room, close the door, lock the door, quick. So I peep out the door. I don't see her nowhere. I'm thinking she in her room.
I hop out, I start shooting. Bow, bow, bow.
I beeline to the room, Red. I go in the room, close the door, lock the door, and I'm breathing hard.
I reached out.
Bruh, do you know this lady was behind me when I turned around, bro?
Don't you run from me!
Red, the whoopings that hurt worse is the ones fresh out the tub when you still got water on you, bro. Bro, when I say she tore me up, bro, and I was still wet.
Hit me one time! Butt fell off.
Man, it was rough. But yeah, Red, that was my hands down, probably the worst whipping I ever got. And it was terrible.
Yeah, boy, that sounds like a nightmare. That sounds like a nightmare, boy. That boy turned around slow like a movie.
Yeah, for real, bro.
Why are you in here with me?
Yeah, I'm thinking, bro, I didn't went in there, I didn't lock the door. I'm thinking I'm safe. bro.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I didn't. And Red, you know what it made me think of? Like kids don't understand now. Like when they be thinking they pulling the wool over their parents' eyes, like the old people used to say, where you think you getting away with stuff. Like, bro, it made me think about all the stuff that I told my mama where she knew I was lying when I was a kid. Cause it's like, how can you even believe that lie was gonna work, bro?
Most definitely.
I,
Most definitely.
Bro, I sent you that TikTok today with that little boy where he was talking about his mom was like, "Did you eat the candy?" And he was like, "No, that was a banana." But he got chocolate all over his mouth and all over his shirt. He was like, "You did eat the candy." He like, "No, I ate a banana." And I'm like, bro, I don't even understand. Like, what in our heads as a young age is like, oh yeah, just don't matter. Just go ahead and lie. It'll be okay. She'll believe it. That's
Bruh,
crazy. But as
I'm
parents, we gotta do
go ahead.
better. As
Oh no, I'm
parents,
with you.
Ed, we gotta do better.
I'm definitely with you because I think about Asher. One thing I can say about him, totally opposite. Ain't no lying. Off rip, Asher, bruh. I ain't lying. Asher, why you do that? That boy say, cause I, cause I, cause I wanted to.
I beg your pardon?
Well, I guess I got my answer. Yeah, ain't no. I'm worried about. And then he asked me after, "Am I in trouble?" Like he don't care if he want to do it,
Bro,
bro. He do it, bro. He gonna do it and just deal with
bro,
the consequences after.
nothing makes me laugh like the day while I was talking to you and Asher was like, you whooped him, bro. My boy was hurt, bro, that he had got a whipping, bro. He was like,
God beat him, too, bro.
Daddy, cause you gonna whoop me again? I was like, man, Red, I don't know what you did to my boy, man, but he is not feeling that whooping, bro.
Yeah, he don't like no whoopers. If we had more time, I'd tell you some of the stories that. Matter of fact, I give you one real quick. Him and his best friend at school sit up, bro. At nap time, they sit up like this in front of each other and talk to each other on the mats. And his little best friend Miles gonna say, "Bruh, just this how they talk to each other too, bruh." Ashley said, "What, man?" He said, "Ooh, I got in trouble yesterday." Ashley said, "Why?" He said, "I got a whooping." That boy said, Ashley said, "I don't like them." These
Bro,
3-year-olds, bro. Ashley don't play about
Asher
that
is
whooping,
hilarious.
bro.
Asher
That boy,
hilarious. Rye don't play by whoopings either. And if you even start talking about whooping, she crying instantly. You ain't got to touch her or nothing. If you come towards her, she screaming like you done already started hitting her, cuz.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, my boy, that's a lie. But hey, but no, to sum it up though, like I said, we just really want to talk to each other. We really giving each other a pass on the back for doing better without saying good job because we're not where we need to be. But we're
Even though
speaking out
people
for the
don't think
one.
we doing better, Red. Even though people argue we ain't doing better, Red. We doing better.
Right. But we're really speaking for the ones that struggles with this, like we do. We could have gone a little farther, but we just want, like I said, have a brief moment. But hey, guys, listen. Show your kids the love that you did receive and more, or that you didn't receive and more. Make sure you give them the love they deserve. Make sure you give them the love to where they're not searching for a love they've never seen before when they get older. But my wife told me that spoke volumes to me. Because the last thing I need is my daughters looking for a man to love them because their father couldn't do his part. As simple as being affectionate. So that's one of the key things we spoke about. Making sure you allow your kids to be kids. Make sure you
Hey,
allow your
Red,
kids. Go ahead.
I agree because do you know what my face would look like if something happened with my daughter and her heart was broken? And Shavonna looked at me and said, Well, what you mad for? You ain't give her no affection. Oh man,
Yeah,
that would be
that'll hurt.
terrible.
That'll hurt. That'll hurt. But yeah, you're right. And then, like I said, let kids be kids. That's through the good and the bad. Allow them to speak and allow them to explain how they think and how they feel. And it will help you as a parent to be able to move forward with them and help you understand how they feel and they think. So therefore you can push them in the right direction without fussing and without saying, I know one of my favorite lines is what I say. But I learned that they heard what I said and they still want me to hear what they said. So now we both wondering what I say. But yeah, so I'm learning, you learning, bro. And to our wives, we appreciate y'all for pushing us and wanting us to do better. Not saying that y'all didn't get what y'all deserved, but the love that y'all give us and show us, we should be able to do the same for our kids. So shout out to the wives as well. Anything else from you, my guy?
Well, Red, before we get out here, man, I want to shout out all of the veterans, just like yourself. Thank you very much, sir, for fighting for the country and fighting for the rights. It's Veterans Day. So shout out to all the veterans out there, man. We really appreciate you, Red. And I ain't gonna lie to you, you did something that I could not, because as soon as they asked me to take the military test, I said, hey, I'm my mama only son. It ain't gonna work for me. So we good. Don't even worry about it. So I ain't gonna have it, because you want to take that test? Nah, I got to keep my mama name going. I'm good.
Bro, you know what's crazy about that? It's crazy about that line is they used to make it seem like if you was an only child, you couldn't join the military. Like, boy, that was the biggest horse crap ever. I'm an only child, and I was in the military, and I done been deployed twice. So that little saying has always been a lie.
Don't care nothing about it, Red. I said it.
Oh, it worked out for you. Oh, but shout out to I know you said to me, definitely pretty much my whole family serves in some type of way. But I know my uncles have been over, so shout out to them. But I do not want to miss my wife. My wife is a veteran as well. Even though she decided she don't want to wear the uniform anymore, she did her time. She did deploy, but she is a veteran. And if she go on and do what she's supposed to do, she'll be a disabled veteran, huh? Oh, okay.
Somebody gotta get that money.
You hear me? You hear me? Do the shamar. Shamar.
Outside of that, guys, we do have a cash app. Don't forget.
Yes. And thank you for the ones who sent money as well. We appreciate y'all for donating. For the ones who haven't, that just feel the need to, make sure y'all do the same. It's all going to a good cause. We definitely gonna put it towards being a better production. Let's put it that way. So that from the equipment to other things, but I want to get so big to where we're able to start donating to causes that we feel is very important to us. So don't think that we're pocketing anything, because we started this by ourselves and we're gonna end it by ourselves. I don't know if our producer feel the same. He might want a little more change in his pocket.
What do you mean by that?
Just playing D. But definitely we appreciate y'all. But yeah, that's the goal. We're talking in the next years to come. We're gonna continue to push. Hopefully our numbers continue to go up. But even if they don't, we're gonna find some type of way to start being able to give to the causes that we feel are important to us. So shout out to all that support.
Hey, and outside of that, guys, one thing you're going to always get from us, we're going to always keep it real, raw, and relevant. Thank you for today's episode of the Rated R Podcast.